G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first of the losers brackets, Brave versus Honorable Third Party, and we have four AT ships currently on the field. Mystical, do you want to talk us through what their teams have brought?
Sure. So Brave have decided to bring 2 Scorpion Navy issues, 2 Nighthawks, 2 Sveeples, 2 Cambions, and 2 Scalpels. And the other team?
Honorable Third Party's brought a Navy APOC, double Abaddon, Damnation, 2 Arbitrators, 2 Malices, 2 Deacons. There's a lot of twos today, that's for sure.
Yeah, they seem to have brought their ships in pairs for the most part. I'm liking the Brave setup at the moment with the 2 Cambions, but I think it's going to be difficult to play into against the 2 Malices from HTP.
Oh yeah, looking at these Abaddons as well as the Navy APOC. It looks like the Abaddon's warped in at 30, which I don't know what weapons they've got. If they've got pulses, that's a good idea. If they've got beams, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they just want to be as close as possible. I guess the Brave team also kind of wants to burn in. Everything came at 30 for the Brave team, including the Scalpels. So I expect that they'll probably be rushing in to apply as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
Just before the match starts, we're about 5 seconds from starting. Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, come on, mate. It's got to be Brave. I got to join the party.
All right,
I can't
fine.
be left alone.
So we're all betting on Brave. All right, well, good luck, HDP, I suppose.
Yep, and Brave is pulling away. Quick note, the Scorpion Navies are actually cruise fit, not rapid heavy or torpedoes if they would do that for some reason.
It's interesting to me that the Nighthawks and the Cambions have decided to burn away. I guess they want to string the HTP team out a little bit, but that doesn't quite work so well when you're going against Abaddon's and Apocalypse Navy issues. So we can see that the Damnation is burning in, probably. Yeah, the Malices and the Damnation are burning in, followed closely by the Apocalypse Navy issue and the 2 Abaddons, I guess just to try and establish some tackle.
I got to be careful. If they burn too far forward, Brave will instantly snap up on that and grab either the Malice or the Damnation and delete it before Logi can even get there. I mean, yeah. Damnation is a brick, but there's only so much brick he can be.
I mean, so is the Malice, though, right? The Malice is such a hard target to shoot. It's really annoying to deal with. You don't want to shoot a Malice. It's going to feel absolutely terrible for your team. One thing I did want to point out is that ECM drones have come out quite early onto the Malice of Ovix, who is now burning in to try and get tackle, I believe, on one of the Nighthawks, it looks like. Almost a misplace, since the Damnation did try to firewall those ECM drones, but barely missed.
And the APOC Navy burnt in too, directly onto the Scorpion Navies. So it's got to be a Pulse fit, yeah? Yeah, it's got to be Pulse.
I would say it's Pulse fit. I'm not quite sure who he's going for, though. The Navy Scorpion, I guess.
Yeah, he's going for one of the Navy Scorps. They've got a lot of damage onto it so far. I already pushed them into low shield.
It's interesting.
Is about half armor.
It's interesting to me that the Cambions have allowed the core of HTP to get to so close. I mean, they have 2 Cambions, they have 2 Sveeples, and it seems like they've just decided to burn away and do nothing with them.
Yeah, so I'm kind of watching and waiting to see what these Cambions are going to do. Like, it looks like one of them is tackled down, but they could go try and sneak around and go after their Logi.
I think they've committed everything that does damage to this Apocalypse Navy issue. I can see the Cambions. They're free. They're not necessarily tackling anything that I can see, and they are being neutered by the Malices, which is probably a poor target anyway. Not quite sure what Ovix is doing. But yeah, you can see that they've just burst through there.
Yeah, 2 cruise SNIs, you've got 2 Nighthawks doing about 1,000 ham damage. Then you've got the 2 Cambions, which, as we say before, are pretty much just little angry drakes.
Yeah, so question for you. You have a Malice, you've got 2 Cambions and 2 Scalpels on the enemy team. Who do you nuke?
Oof. If I'm going for the DPS race, it's got to be the Scalpels, you know?
So
you got to try to turn them off.
In this case, it seems like Ovix in the Malice has dedicated all of his nukes to Sid in the Cambion, which will not turn off its missile systems, which is where all of that damage comes from.
And interestingly, they neutered 1 Cambion, and then they neutered 1 Scalpel. They didn't really pick on one entire group. They picked one of each.
Yeah, it seems like Coat in the Malice has split his nukes between the 2 Scalpels, which will still be really effective. I think the Cat Booster charge that they'll probably be using is about 400s, and Malice nukes will get rid of that fairly quickly. So they're still going to have issues, but it would have been much better if both of the Malices were dedicated towards 1 Scalpel each. That would turn off the reps entirely.
I will say this race is not looking particularly good for an Honorable Third Party here, but do you stick on the Navy Scorpion at this point, or do you try and maybe switch? It's getting close, but...
Well, it's important to keep in mind they're using Scalpels, right? So a lot of the boost that we're seeing from the SNI is coming from its ASB, which I think has just about run out as we see it dip into armor. So by keeping on the SNI, they've burned through all those charges. It will eventually die, but the question is whether it's worth trading 2 battleships for, which I think is one of the major issues that they're having just because of Malice placement, I think.
Look, I wonder if the Deacon is being primary by the Cambions here, because that Deacon just dropped into low armor real quick.
Yeah, it looks like the Deacons are being shot by both of the Cambions who are on top of each other. Not quite sure why the Deacons have positioned themselves the way that they have. They could have sat 10k on the other side of the Abaddon being shot and they would have been out of range. So slight mismanagement, I think, of their own positioning here from HTP. And, the Cambion shooting the Deacon means that they have to split reps. And you can see that both ships are dying on the HTP side.
I will definitely give them a bit of a easier play about that, because this battle is currently an absolute chaotic mess. If they were the other side of the Abaddon, they probably wouldn't be able to save anybody else if they were in the fight. Like, those Malices might be left out in the dust.
That's true, but I guess one of the things we have to keep in mind is that being on Thunderdome, you don't care if you lose the Malice to win the match, right? It's no loss out of your wallet. So I think sacrificing. Sure, that's true. Yeah. It's a useful tool for the match, but they can't bring it again in any of the other matches for the lower bracket run that they're going to be doing. So using those Malices in a suicidal way is probably most effective.
Look at that Navy Scorp. He's sitting at like 20% structure and he's holding on. The Abaddon died and he's starting the tank now. If you've got any damage left, boys, you need to overheat it. That Scorp Navy's got to go down. Don't let him clean sweep.
Yeah,
on,
I mean, I think it's going to be a clean sweep from what we're seeing at this moment in time.
Oh, no, there goes the second Deacon. I think that's going to be it at that point. They've lost their rep. The damage can't break the Scorp Navy. The Abaddon's going into low armor. Oh, that hurts to look at, man.
I mean, it's great for Brave, though.
Oh, sure, they're great. Brave is loving this. This is why we have a tournament pedigree, because we know what we're doing.
Yeah, I will say that it's interesting to see the drone choices coming out from HTP. Often in the AT, I think I mentioned it in the last match, you're likely to see logistics drones, or rep bots as we call them. But instead, the arbitrators seem to have gone for the hammerheads to try and add additional damage to this SNI, but it didn't seem to quite swing the match for them.
Also seeing Hornet EC drones as well. Yeah, but it's mostly hammers there, which is definitely interesting.
Yeah, and they're being smart bombed off, so even less effective. It would have been better on the Abaddon.
Definitely. Think about it, if you had two, arbitrators full of rep drones, that would actually be quite effective while also providing a very good E-War platform.
Exactly, yeah. That's, I think, what the arbitrators should have been used for, but I guess last-ditch efforts now coming from the arbitrators and the damnations as they slowly get worked through. Just more hammerheads coming out from the arbitrators while they get smart bombed off, so just throwing them into the void at this point. I do see a cargo container. Cargo container came out on top of the SNI. I'm wondering whether that was just transferring some cap charges for the Scalpels, which I think have been under extreme cap pressure from Coat in the Malice this entire time. So probably just an exchange of cap boosters there.
Yeah, usually you transfer cap boosters over to your battleships after they've been repping like absolute mad lads.
Yeah, that's true. I can see multiple cargo containers actually from Brave. I'm not sure what they're doing. One's just floating in space by itself, like 10k away from everything else. But yeah, they're just working their way through. I mean, yeah, you could always just go approach the container, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'd be interested to know if it is actually cap charges. I don't know if that one is, since it's just sat there. But yeah, just slowly working their way through the HTP team. I guess the arbitrators will be slightly difficult to kill just because they are sitting so far away, and they are applying tracking and missile guidance disruptors to the Brave team. So yeah, they'll take a little while.
But the good thing is, of course, is we got these Cambions with a lot of DPS. They can just run over there, kill them, and keep moving.
Well, yeah, you can see, I think both Cambions are chasing down the Malice of Coat at this moment in time.
Battle of the AT boys, let's go. Malice vs Cambion, who wins? It's going to be the Cambion.
But definitely the Cambion, yeah. Malice, unfortunately, doing no damage, just a lot of cap pressure. But they'll still be super tanky. A lot of suck, exactly. I'm going to say there's a lot more drones left on the grid than there was in the last match, I guess, down to no Skybreakers or Stormbringers in this one, even though those smart bombs have been running. Also, haven't you... I was going to say, I haven't heard you mention MJDs too much in the actual matches so far. You're not a fan of MJDs in this setting now?
Nah, they're so like regular and normal.
You get so normal. I see. That is actually a good point. We do have the MJD beacon, so you must be ecstatic to be seeing this kind of match now. Although no one's used them so far.
Well, that's Brave. Clean sweep against Honorable Third Party. Beautiful showing from them. We're going to throw it back to the studio and hear their opinion on it.